In case you missed it, Majid Kavousifar will forever be remembered for smiling his way to death. Majid Kavousifar was a 28-year-old Iranian man who was executed along with his 24-year-old nephew, Hossein, back in 2007 for assassinating a high-profile judge. Majid's actions were driven by a profound sense of personal injustice. He was convicted of alcohol possession and was sentenced to whipping, a punishment that was later on reduced to a fine. Majid perceived the judge, Masoud Ahmadi Moghaddasi, as corrupt and unjust. This personal vendetta led him to assassinate the judge, a decision that ultimately cost him his life. On August 2, 2005, Judge Moghaddasi was leaving a court building in Tehran when Majid pulled off on a motorcycle and shot the judge twice with a pistol, killing him instantly. The assassination itself was a bold and desperate act. Killing a high-profile judge in broad daylight outside a court building indicates the extent of Majid's anger and his willingness to take extreme measures to address his grievances. After the assassination, Majid fled Iran for the United Arab Emirates. He sought refuge at the United States Embassy, applying for asylum. However, instead of finding refuge, Majid was handed over to the Emirati police. In 2006, he was extradited back to Iran. Upon their return to Iran, Majid and Hossein Kavousifar were interrogated by the Ministry of Intelligence. The authorities concluded that the motive for the murder was personal, not political. Majid confessed to the murder after just 3 hours of interrogation. During their trial at Branch 15 of the Revolutionary Court in Tehran, Majid testified that he killed Judge Moghaddasi because of a previous encounter with the judge. Majid had been convicted of alcohol possession, a crime under Iran's strict Islamic law, and had been sentenced to whipping. However, the punishment was later reduced to a cash fine. This experience left Majid convinced that Judge Moghaddasi was corrupt and unjust, prompting him to retaliate through assassination. On March 14, 2007, the Revolutionary Court found Majid and Hossein guilty of multiple charges, including spreading corruption on earth, the murder of Judge Moghaddasi and 2 others, armed robbery, and illegal possession of firearms. Both were sentenced to death. Additionally, Majid received a sentence of 74 lashes and a fine for illegal drug use. On August 2, 2007, exactly 2 years after the assassination, Majid and Hossein were publicly hanged in front of the Ershad Judiciary Complex in central Tehran. These were the first public executions in Tehran in 5 years. The execution method was brutal. The men were placed atop stools, which were then pulled away, leaving them to hang from ropes attached to 5-meter-long cranes. Majid died instantly, while Hossein struggled for a few moments before succumbing. Despite the dire circumstances, Majid tried to comfort his nephew, smiling and gesturing reassuringly. His final words to the police reflected his lack of remorse. "I reached the point at which I decided to eradicate any injustice." Majid's demeanor during his execution was striking. He was described as waving at the crowd, puffing out his chest, and even chatting with the executioner. This image of defiance and bravado left a lasting impression on those who witnessed the execution. Years after their execution, photos of Majid Kavousifar's death gained significant attention on the internet. These images were often accompanied by all sorts of fake stories. Some claimed that a Christian was executed in a Muslim country, or that an Algerian hacker was hanged for stealing from Israeli banks. These viral stories contributed to the enduring intrigue surrounding Majid and Hossein execution. Thank you for watching. If you like such type of content, please like, share, and subscribe